Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Imperial Glory. So, elephant in the room, I apologise for all the black screen flickering that's been going on during the last couple of episodes when going through the next turn procedures or during loading screens. I knew that happened at times in Rome Total War when going through any loading screens, but I hadn't realised it actually started on these videos when I started using DX Tory for Imperial Glory as well, until I saw the footage or watched the videos back. Apparently, either DX Tory or my recording editing software doesn't particularly like the jittery frame rates caused during loading screens or whatever it is. Either way, hopefully all these shenanigans we're going through will be over before long in the last couple of episodes, now that we've got ourselves a sizable military presence in the Spanish area, so that we can stop the French from constantly snatching these capitals away from us. So what I'm going to do is going to move our damaged sloop. No, wait. I think we can repair these even if we haven't got a... I don't know. Either way, well, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to move these guys back towards the English Channel to meet up with our new sloop, HMS Victory. We stole it from the French, we repainted it, we branded it, and it's now the one and only HMS Victory. We're going to get these ships fixed up. We've got a new unit of militia being trained in... I'm just going to call it Portugal. We've also got two new captains, Somerset trained in Portugal I believe, and Calder from England with some reinforcements, namely the Hussars. So I think I'm going to leave the captains back in Portugal so they can transport reinforcements across if needed. So I'm going to give more. Well, I think I just moved Calder over, so... Units being trained, I'm going to transfer the horses over to Moore alongside another unit of militia. In fact, I've got a bit of time to sort of lick my wounds, so to speak, until the rite of passage with Spain ends in 5 turns. I don't think France can attack Spain either, so I'm probably going to skip ahead the next few turns since I don't think much interesting will happen. I'll just sort of build up some reinforcements and then move in towards Spain. So let's start. Alright, so one new development is that we've just finally finished advanced officer training, which will allow us to build advanced military academies, which we can then recruit colonels straight out of, and they provide more space for troops. So now we're going to go straight into advanced infantry so that we can finally learn the square formation, and we've already got the double line formation. Single line, I suppose it means our troops now have better firing volleys or such when in the line formation. I'm not sure. And the Treaty of Amiens, an advanced military academy will be built in all your empire's capital cities at no cost. We don't have enough land routes for that, and not enough gold. We're making a very good gold profit. The annoying thing is the DX Tory numbers are over the gold, so I can't... 1936 I believe, whatever. Either way, I've got a new unit of militia, and I think I don't think France will agree to a peace. Ooh, no, definitely not. What about 1,000 gold? No. Sympathy between it was at 1 before for whatever reason. Right, first things first. Move these guys back into our home territories so that we can start. But I think I can move most of you back. We can fit everyone else in. Okay, I want to build up some food reserves. Right, so all those people are now stored in the military academy. Well, those guys aren't taking any food. That's because they're in the... whatever. Right, we're now safely landed in Portugal. We'll move all these sloops over to the English Channel. We can get them fixed up, which is probably going to take quite a number of resources, because they did take a few knocks because of my complete ineptitude at naval command. But if nothing else, I'm going to have to move some of these over to make room for more units being trained. Right, skip on ahead. 4 more turns. So, we have got some good news. The foundries have now been completed in England. So, we can train 3 units of artillery, howitzers, which are good against infantry that's been entrenched in buildings, 6-pound cannons that are used against units in the field, and the British unique artillery piece, Congreve rockets, which have... They don't actually have a gun attack statistic. They have range comparable to howitzers. They take less population but more money and raw materials. I've never quite understood... I don't think I've actually used Congreve rockets in the times I used to play this. So I'm not sure if it goes in the sense that instead of coming straight out of the barrel, the rockets actually sort of go up and then launch in an arc and then land down on top like proper sort of modern artillery pieces. Because if so, that means that they can be safely placed behind infantry and then you can use them without fear of them literally blowing your own guys apart in the back. So I might try those later, but for the time being, I'm going to be using my resources to build up an army here. So we've got 3 more turns to go, and we should be back if there are no other developments at that time. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you with some very good news. Remember in our last few episodes when I was encouraging Prussia to start to make the move into France while they were fixated on me? Well, look what they've done. They've only just gone and sent 3 colonels to invade the French territory. So the Prussians have got 2 units of cavalry... No, 4 units of cavalry. 4 militia. And a selection of infantry to move in the French territory of Champagne. I guess they want that delicious alcohol. Some of it is admittedly injured, most likely from their takeover of Hanover or Denmark, but that is quite a sizable force considering that the French are still using capitaines or whatever. So this is absolutely perfect. So we can make the move into Spain, the French will be focused on the Prussians, and then France will no doubt push for a peace offer. We can tell them to sod off. And basically, move in from there. Prussia, I will end up conquering you eventually, but for now, your assistance, unintentional as it may be, is very appreciated. Right, so the right of passage expired with Spain this turn. I've got Colonel Moore with 1 unit of militia. I know I was trading large amounts of militia, but I've actually been building up enough resources that I've got some cavalry going. In fact, I've still got a spare unit of hussars. So you know what? Moore, you can actually have the cavalry. This is a bit awkward though. Right. Picton, move over there. No. Wellington, move over there. So now I'm going to move... whoever you are. Calder. You take that unit of cavalry. You put these militia back. And then you take the cavalry. This is a bit awkward, but we'll make do. Then Calder come back. So we've got 2 captains here with some injured militia and line infantry to use as backup and reinforcements. And I've got the resources to keep on training. So now... if I exchange... Come on, I just want to exchange. There. Right. No, that's Wellington, sorry. So, Picton... No, Moore. You can be the cavalry commander. Picton and Wellington command the infantry. Perfect. Now I've got it all nicely laid out. So, oh. Evidently, they've now made friends with the Ottoman Empire, which currently has which has 3 territories, I believe: Greece, north of Greece, and the Middle East, Turkey and such. This whole big swath of territory here. I've always found it kind of funny how this is a game based around empires: England, France, Prussia, Austria, and Russia. So we've got the Ottoman Empire here, but they're just a neutral country and they can't be controlled. Which is a bit odd, but I don't know. Maybe, I'm not too familiar with Napoleonic era history, so I don't know how much power or influence exactly the Ottoman Empire wielded at this point in time, but hey-ho. So, we are going to... The Ottoman Empire are way too far away to be of any threat to us. Maybe they'll just be annoying and send some ships, but... We're already at war with France, so... Piedmont I think we're already actually at war with. But they're no threat to us whatsoever. The Ottoman Empire we shouldn't need to fear. I should get the Royal Navy fixed up. I think I'm going to focus on using my resources to train up new infantry. Yeah, it's always good to have reinforcements, although I can't actually fit them in here. I also, in one turn, accepted... I know I've complained a lot about making deals with or other countries offering me food all the time, but I actually accepted a deal with Prussia to buy some food off them to fund this campaign, because look at all that food we're consuming. Cavalry 50 per turn, infantry 42 per turn. Ouch. So no, actually, we're not going to have any fighting going on here for the time being. So you know what, scratch that training. Buildings. I do want... We also need to make sure our infrastructure doesn't fall behind. So is there anything that we can build secondary? An advanced military academy, we need that. But that's expensive. A lot of money and a lot of raw materials. We should build it here because we're going to be... So we can easily train more replacement colonels and such from here. I think we want to make it sure that we're only reliant on England for shipping in advanced troops and artillery, because I don't think we can recruit advanced infantry in foreign capitals because they're not British enough. So I'm going to save up my raw materials for an advanced military academy. Well, this is a little bit annoying. It looks like Prussia just made peace with France because they annexed the territory they invaded without any fighting. So it seems like the Prussians aren't going to be as much of a help as I'd hoped. But either way, a defensive alliance with Austria and Sweden has been offered, and I think I'm going to accept this because it's always good to have allies and it's always good to have a bit of extra money. In fact, this is going to fund my advanced military academy, so thank you very much. Well, 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 would you look at that? The Helvetin Republic have asked to join, and that's even more money. Well, it's the new term, we're at war with Spain, and now our coffers are absolutely overflowing with cash from all these defensive alliance requests, which is absolutely perfect. So, sadly we don't have the raw materials needed for an advanced military academy, but we will have them next turn, so I'm going to save up a bit. So, I'm going to save this bounty for the time being. But I am going to move all of my troops into Spain and start the annexation process. And then I'm going to start making the push into France. If I do manage to fight my way all the way to the capital, I don't think I'll take it over right away. What I'll do is I'll hold as many French territories as I can and try to intimidate the French into accepting a peace offer so I can annex these territories. Because the way this thing works is, you see how you annex a neutral country's capital, you gain complete control over all their provinces. But when you annex the capital of an empire, say France, their territories just come under... You need to always have at least one army present in their capital to maintain control, because otherwise they regain their independence. And when you have an empire annexed, their territories are only under the occupied state. They're a dull colour with a flag over them, as they would if you were occupying them in war. And I don't know if under that state they actually provide you with resources. So just in case, I want to try and take over at least most of French spaces, make a peace treaty to annex them, and then declare war again and take them over, so I have as much territory under my complete control as possible to maximise resource gain. If that makes sense, which it should do, I hope, maybe. I'm not the best at this, AO. Alright, so, next turn we're going to start the annexation process of Spain, and then finally, start pushing into French territory. And in that case, I'm going to start getting some troops moving to start occupying these French territories. And I'm going to need to make sure my food reserves also hold out. Alright, it is a new turn. It is a new turn, and Advanced Infantry Advance has been researched. I just realised that name. Advanced Infantry Advance. But either way, we now have the square formation, so militia are no longer the threat they used to be. And we can now build advanced barracks to recruit grenadiers and elite light infantry, which is perfect. And now I think we're going to go for advanced cavalry. 8 turns, but we don't get elite cavalry out of that yet. We just get dragoons, which are cavalry equipped with guns. The square formation in battle. So with all these troops, annexation process with Spain is going to be very quick indeed. And I now have, I can build an advanced barracks straight away. So we can recruit grenadiers. We can't recruit elite light infantry. But we're not going to be using light infantry. We're going to be focusing on grenadiers. So as long as we can keep on recruiting those, that's the important thing. So we're 100 wood short, annoyingly enough. But I'm definitely going to be building that. An advanced military academy would be useful. But I'm going to go for the advanced barracks first, because we've already got 3 colonels. And then we can start phasing out line infantry as they get, injured and such. So, Calder, you're going to occupy the territory of blah 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 blah. In the meantime, it's going to take us a couple of turns to take out Madrid, but once we do, the French, who are now moving away from the Prussian, what used to be invaders, and coming over this way, and they've got, the same, more artillery. See, it's a good thing I've got lots of horses. 4 units of horsemen, I can just send them out around the sides and effortlessly take out all that artillery. Or we can just send them into the Vortigers, because they will melt when faced with cavalry. Perfect. Either way, I feel confident about my chances of taking them on in a fight, and I've got plenty of reinforcements able to be trained out, militia. But if any of the horses get badly wounded, I can essentially replace them with militia for the time being. Right, wasted enough time. Let's move to the next turn and continue on the annexation process. Holy hell! Piedmont has proposed peace, offering a hell of a lot of money. Yes, please. Ladies and gentlemen, look at all that lovely money from Piedmont. Oh, yes. Build me an advanced barracks. By the time that's finished, we should have the resources we need for an advanced military academy. Well, they've already gone up to 2 rebellion ticks. Jesus. Well, good thing we should have this within the next turn. And once that's done, Christ, my food resources. I don't know. Well, when we do take Spain, we'll count as our territory and food consumption will go back down. I think, the French can't reach this territory. I really don't want to have an occasion where the French just sneak through and start nabbing these capitals again. I want to take out their armies first and foremost. So, hopefully next turn that'll be secure. So, while it is going to mean consuming more food per turn, I want to move a captain in. My captains in straight afterwards to secure the territory. At least make sure the French have to fight if they want to nab this back from me, because we are not going to go through that whole capital hopping process again, because that was freaking annoying and a waste of time. Well, our bounties continue to pour in. Military annexation has been successful. We now get even more money, a little bit more food, which is good, some more tools, and quite a lot of population. And who does that belong to? Why is that not my colour? Why is that not anyone's colour? That apparently still belongs to France. No, it does not. Unless Spain? Whatever, I'm beyond trying to understand. Okay. So I have left a couple of units behind. Well, 8 militia. But I've got a full strength here under Calder. I've got 2 more here and some line infantry. So I'm going to use my full strength troops to take on the full strength French armies here. And move these. So hopefully this should at least force them to retreat or weaken them enough that... No, these two shouldn't have to fight full strength. So we just got Dav out here with 3 Hausiters, whatever, with nothing. You with a mixed, and then the main force here. Although Hausiters, which are good against entrenched, but against, if they were say the 6-pounders, then they'd be more of a threat, but not Hausiters as much. Right, enough time wasting. I think it's time to give the French what for. Although, before anything else, I've got a lot of money, so we might as well get some sawmills going while we've got this bounty and get some more raw materials, because we're earning more money than raw materials at this rate. And of course, whoops, we've got an advanced barracks coming in 2 turns. Enough time wasting. Of course, Wellington shall lead the charge against the French. Bastards. Followed by his good friend Picton, and more coming in with the cavalry, while Calder and Somerset are bringing up the rear, keeping Madrid secure in the name of the British Empire. Lovely. While these guys just bum around. They've had their fight, they're taking a break now. Let's go. An easy battle, 609 troops versus 345, and we're fighting the French. What's the bet that they're going to run away? Right, so they're not retreating. We're actually going to fight in Catalonia. So, let's get an idea of the lay of the land, shall we? Whoops. Right, so we've got... Oh, we've actually got some defensive positions right here, but we're the attackers, so they're probably not going to come to us. In the meantime... Oh, I've actually never fought on this map before. We've got a nice big line of high ground here and over here, which we could try. I'm not sure if it's too steep. It shouldn't be. We should be able to move troops up on. This is a very hilly map. Jesus. This will probably be where they set up. So if we come in from the high ground along here, they've also got defense. That forest will probably be an area they can set up in. Well, either way. Let's get the troops lined up and then sort of see how the layout goes. Okay, so there are no objectives on this map, and as I suspected, they have started near the country house. So it's mainly light infantry. They will melt to our horses. 1 unit of hussars, we can sort of have the hussars and militia focus on them, and 3 units of Hausiters. Now, I'm going to suspect that they're going to take a defensive position here. But I want to see if maybe, because there are no objectives, that they actually come to us. Nope, they're definitely setting up there, and they probably won't be coming out until we get nice and close. So... but they've got some Vortigers coming in along their side. So if I can get the cavalry coming in thundering down this hill, those Vortigers are going to have a very bad time indeed. I don't know what these Voltigeurs are doing. They are very far away from the main army. I'm guessing you think they're just trying to take an advantageous position on top of the hill, which does make sense. But they are way too far away and they're exhausted. They've been running. So I could just send my horses this way and completely wipe them out before these guys have a chance to respond. And they won't be able to run away or mount an effective defense because they're exhausted. Except they're marching now. I might see if I can take advantage of this. The horses are coming in. We're not going to be thundering down a hill, but we are thundering up a hill. Oh, these guys. They're trying to run. It's not going to go well for them. No, they're going to stand and fight. You're not going to regret this. Oh, they're dead. They're dead. Well... Thank you for those 3 kills. We killed 60 of them and we didn't lose a single horse. Hello. Oh, that encouraged them to abandon the country house. We've got the infantry moving up. I'm having them take up. I'm trying to spread out the infantry a bit more. Alright, so you better not be trying to replace those guys, because if you're just going to throw away troops like this, well, be my guest, I guess. Right. I was trying to get up a nice wide battle line, but I don't want to spread out my troops too far. Right, so no, they're not going to just walk off on their own, sadly. So what I know is that their horses are rather cleverly hiding on this side of the forest, so I need to make sure I try to keep an eye on them. So they will outrange us, but if I can get my guys on top of the hill, hopefully we should be able to outrange them quite nicely. I'm going to try and be a bit more tactical than actually just sort of having my troops all line up in one big blob where they're going to risk just shooting each other. And really, it's just one really annoying thing is that there's no speed up button like there is in Total War. You're literally just stuck playing at the one speed, so it can take a long time for battles to actually start moving as such. Alright, so another thing I might have noticed is that the reason that they actually went up that way is the fact that my troops actually can't go across this. They can only move down here, which actually might work in my favour. So I can move the cavalry along here, and then I can get the troops moving. So it's around about at this point here. But either way, we're actually coming round to the side of them. And there's only one unit occupying that house, and that's in the side. Alright, they're moving. Hello, the horses are actually... No, I was thinking they were trying to be clever and sneak around the side, but that's not happening. So we have the use of the square formation now, which can be used against their horses. Oh! Ouch! Ouch! Okay, cavalry shooting. No, not the cavalry, the ouch. Artillery. Right, unnecessary casualties. Crap. Right, get shooting. Get the horses moving. What are you doing? Right. I don't want the horses to hit the infantry, so get in there. Okay, this fight might not go as smoothly as I'd hoped. Right, we melted the horses. Get the artillery pieces and get some of those infantry. Well, we got some of them. These guys should melt. Well, what do you know? Well, it took a long time to set up, but once battle actually commenced, the French instantly retreated. What do you expect? Right, so we could pursue them, but they may ambush us. Yes. Oh. Right, 35 to 179. I will take that. Release the prisoners. Alright, so because the French retreated and we pursued them, we captured 2 of their artillery pieces. Our garrisons. So, we've got 3 units of French howitzers. I don't think we're going to be using those, because they're howitzers. I'd rather have the likes of 6-pounders and Congreve rockets. So one thing I actually forgot to point out that happened between turns a couple of turns ago was that Austrian forces actually appeared in Prussian territory here, or at least Prussian conquered territory, with a right of passage. And then they sent 1 colonel to attack Batavia here. And it didn't go too well for them. 1 colonel. So Captain... whatever. I'm not sure what he had, but either way, all he's got left is 1 badly damaged militia unit. And then we've got Captain Van... whatever here, who's taken some casualties, but not much. So, final status, we didn't lose many horses. Wellington, unfortunately, his troops did take a couple of knocks from the artillery and most likely gunfire and Picton as well. But otherwise, things are still in good shape. and I can use the line infantry here on Somerset to repair some losses. So, whatever the case here, we've got our territory secure in Spain. We've got two captains here with absolutely no troops. Captain Stolt, who doesn't have much, and... Oh, you're in Aquitaine, aren't you? Yeah, going by the borders. So we've got just two captains here. 3 units of line, 4 units of line, or Voltigeurs, 1 unit of cavalry, and Housitors. I think we can take these guys. Yeah, food consumption though, we need to keep an eye on that. I've actually got lots of money, so I'll be more than willing to accept any deals that people are offering in terms of food. Funny that now I'd actually need it, they stop asking. Right, let's see. And I will get around to fixing the ships eventually. I'm just saving up my raw materials so I can get some buildings built. So I've got Castile now, so I should really be building my advanced stuff there. But in fact, I might build the advanced barracks here, and then the advanced academy in Castile, so I can at least split up troop production. Yeah, I'll do that. But for the meantime, let's give the French another licking, shall we? Oh, now that territory is the colour. An easy battle, 574 versus 265. What's the betting that they're going to retreat? Alright, so they didn't retreat. And that text there, probably freed from it, makes it seem like I'm the defenders, although I'm not. Right, lay of the land here. Right, look. Okay. So we've got building here and 2 forests. I'm assuming we can occupy. 2 forests we can occupy. Well, oh, these are much more open fields. And they've got a small farm there that they can occupy on their part, so they're going to spawn over here. But otherwise, this is a nice open field. I say this is a much more preferable battlefield compared to what else we'll be facing. So, let's get the troops lined up and then move forward. Alright, so as I expected, they've spawned over here. So, large amounts of Voltigeurs, Housitors, and Lancers. So, we can actually send 1 cavalry unit per unit of Voltigeurs. We can probably do a lot of damage with just the cavalry. I want to make sure we eradicate their cavalry first. And of course we can also send something against the houses. So I've got myself a nice wide battle line over here, with the cavalry bringing up the rear. I've tried to get a good balance between sort of the wounded and the full strength troops here, or in the battle line. So they're now going to take occupation of that farm. But that's not, I get the feeling it's going to be like last time. They're not defending a capital province, so they'll probably retreat as soon as the battle starts going badly for them. Which it will happen at pretty much as soon as battle commences, because they're going to melt in the face of good British troops and cavalry. They're not all British. They are, some of them, like 2 units of hussars and 1 unit of line infantry, is Portuguese, but they're proving themselves relatively reliable so far. Okay, so battle lines are about to be drawn. I want to split my troops carefully here. So, you two focus on those lancers, you and you those Voltigeurs, you those guys, you two get the guys in the farm, and you get those Voltigeurs. While the cavalry... Oh no, they've come out. Right. Cavalry. You two go for those horses, you go for those guys, and you go for those guys. Oh yeah.
Your forces are under attack by the enemy.
Are taking a few losses, but we can make do. Oh, come on. Very nice. Oh, these Voltigeurs, they're being... I knew it. Right, they've lost their artillery and most of their troops, and now these last guys... These guys have essentially seen all this slaughter going, oh, sacre bleu. Okay, it seems like I'm out of recording space. Sorry, I didn't realise that. Hopefully we'll catch the rest of this on Shadowplay. Alright, yes, complete another character. Okay, yes, thank you. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I sincerely hope that you've enjoyed and that you'll see me for the next episode of Imperial Glory.